Participants, we are going to the very first lecture of this SPSS software, which is the statistical package for social sciences. It is just like a mobile. When we purchase in the market, then we cannot use this software by using the manual which is provided with the software. So therefore, the concepts or the basic concepts of statistics is very important because most of the students are also joining in this group. They don't have any idea of statistics, and that's why I am first giving the background of the statistics or the concepts of the statistics which are applicable by the society. In my opinion, the whole science in the universe is divided into two categories: social sciences as well as fundamental sciences. Social sciences group means that the students from psychology, sociology, anthropology, economics, history, management, these people are using the tools of statistics, and they don't even know that which mean is better. They know that arithmetic mean is there, geometric mean is there, harmonic mean is there, median is there, but which formula is to be used for which data. Suppose I say that a train is going from Lucknow to Delhi at the average speed of 40 kilometers per hour and come back from at the rate speed of 60 kilometers per hour. Most of the answer, the what will be the average speed of the train during the journey? The average comes out to be 50. What they did, they just add 40 and 50 divided by 2 means that they took a arithmetic mean. But this answer is wrong. The answer comes out to be 48.2 per kilometer per hour. How it comes? It means that the person who is using the formula of statistics or method is not proper. So therefore, in my opinion, basically social scientists and in other group of fundamental sciences are biologists, some medical practitioners, physics, chemistry, botany, like this. So it means that the universe science is divided into two categories and they are analyzing their data. And if there is a problem with that data and they are not able to analyze, then they approach mathematician and statistician. Now the question comes that what is the basic difference between statistics and mathematics? They are allied subjects. They are giving tools for analyzing various type of data either by social scientists or by fundamental scientists. What is the difference between mathematics and statistics? Just mathematicians has developed these tools. They have produced, like a company has developed or produced a screwdriver, punch, pliers, like this. But which size of screwdriver is to be used in one set of particular is to open the screw of a machine. Similarly, here different data tools are provided by mathematicians, but statisticians tell that which situation you will have to use which type of tool. For example, probability, all the participants might have heard the word probability, that if you toss a coin, there is a 50% chances head will be the uppermost and tail will be the uppermost. Now, my question is that a patient is going to a hospital under the critical COVID-19 situation. Either he will survive or he will die. Now, would we say that if we use this formula of mathematics, that the probability of his survival is only 50%, or he will not survive in that hospital. So in that situation, if I say that patient that you are going to take the treatment in such a problem, or your problem is there and you are going to be hospitalized, but I am sure that as far the probability is concerned, you chances is only 50%. I think we are not using the proper tool to get the probabilistic value that whether he will survive or not. The old definition of statistic is, as in my slide, the purpose of statistics is to develop and apply methodology for extracting useful knowledge from both experiments and data. This was the concept of Fisher and I. This is also available in the departmental library. But my opinion as a statistician is, or as a data scientist, is totally different. That statistics is neither really a science nor a branch of it. It is perhaps best considered as a meta science for dealing with data collection, analysis, and interpretation. And as such, its scope is enormous and it provides much guiding insight in many branches of science and business. I am just giving a brief history of statistics for we should know when we are using any statistical software, Statistica, Stata, SPSS, or Jupyter, text analytics, various softwares are available in the market, but the basic background of statistics. The word statistician, statistics have been derived from the Latin word status. That means a political state or a government. Shakespeare, you might have heard, he's a well-known writer, also used the word statistic in his drama Hamlet. And in the previous year, the first the data collection or analysis of this was done by the Roman Empire. Roman Empire was the first state to extensively gathering data on the size of the empire's population, geographical area, and wealth, as well as their economics. This is just a brief history. And during the 20th century, several statisticians are active in developing new methods, theories, and application of statistics. And nowadays, after 1994, a lot of computers, technology, ICT facilities are developed in Southeast Asia, but in European countries, now we are fully equipped with electronic computers and in modern development of statistics. I'm just giving the timeline analysis of 17th century. These are some Grand, Pascal, Petit, Bernoulli who have started the quantitative analysis. 18th centuries came Laplace and Gauss. Then 19th century Quetelet, Thornton, Pearson, Gosset, and Fisher. And these are some various. I will share this presentation to each and every participant so that they can understand that who developed. These are the different formulae or different tools, Kendall tool, Tukey's tool, Dennis test, Wells test, and Spearman correlation coefficient in the successive days. Our experts or resource person will continue with these formula, but they should know that these are the statisticians of their time. These are the subjects of Patrick Gauss, William Petty, Simon, etc. like this. This person is known as the father of statistics, Professor R. A. Fisher. Throughout every world that for testing of hypothesis, Professor R. A. Fisher is known as the father of statistics. But when I joined my department, in my departmental library, there is a very important book of Adolf Quetelet. And when I read it, then I was surprised that this Belgian mathematician or astronomer, he was also a statistician, wrote all those things in 1834 by his book. Whatever Professor R.A. Fisher has developed in 19th century. So no recognition was given to this fellow, Adolf Hitler. Most of the social scientists know this is the real fellow. And in my opinion, he must be known as a father of statistics. And basically, he did statistics and probability theory to social phenomena. You might have seen this lady so many times, and she is nothing but Florence Nightingale. The diagram which was used by her to present the data by a diagrammatic picture was first developed by her during Second World War. If you visualize it, that nowadays we say that it is a pie diagram, but this is known as a rose diagram, which Florence Nightingale developed during the Second World War for non-battled and battled person. Number of deaths which during that period due to war was described by this rose diagram, which is now we are teaching as a statistician and mathematician, that pie diagram or subdivided pie diagram. It is like that. Therefore, this is the basic background of the statistical data. Now, my question is that why study statistics? So therefore, what is the concept of communication? Understanding the language of a statistician who facilitates communication and improves problem solving. And nowadays, we are using computers in every field. The use of spreadsheets for data analysis and word processors or presentation software for reporting improve upon your existing skills. This is the basic overview of statistic, that we have categorized the statistic in describing data and making inferences from the sample. We draw conclusions about the whole population on the basis of the information contained in the sample, whereas the describing part of the data means that we have visual display, numerical summaries, and whereas whenever we have the inferential part, then estimation and testing of hypothesis. These are the two important branches of statistics. Now, the old definition, or even in various parts of the India, the teachers of statistics are every social sciences and fundamental sciences. Statistics is the science of simply collecting, organizing, analyzing, interpreting, and presenting a data. And a statistic is nothing but a single measure used to summarize a simple data set. And for example, average height of a group of students, average weight of students. This is that on the basis of single observation, we can interpret about the whole population. And a statistician is an expert with at least master's degree in mathematics or statistics, or a trained professional in related field. Nowadays, there is a very common word, data scientist. Every month, every man or every data person who is handling is saying that I am a data scientist, but he doesn't know the basic concepts of statistics. And I am against the different software. I found with the IBM team of statisticians that they are not using exactly the basic concept of statistics is suggesting. There are some limitations. When I will use the software, then I will show that what is the difference between their manipulation, and this is the real definition which the US professors is getting. Statistic is a way to get information of issue, or it can be say that it is a statistic can be defined as a study of informed decision. What is data? Data means fact, especially numerical facts. Qualitative data is there, and then we apply some statistical tools, and then we get certain information about the data. So statistics is a science of getting informed decisions. And everywhere in government, in every corporate sector, in marketing, every policy is being now based on the basis of the data analysis. Therefore, the definition, a new definition of a statistic is coming as it is a science of getting informed decision. This is just a taxonomy of statistics for all the participants that in statistical method, basically we have descriptive methods as well as inferential methods. Then in descriptive methods, when we consider only one variate, univariate, we must understand shape, center, spread, relation, and then bivariate if we are considering two variables simultaneously, height and weight. Then we try to find out what is the correlation between height and weight, and then we do perform the analysis. All we do in this 7-day course. Similarly, in inferential methods applied to means to other statistics, if there are two groups of like a group of female students, a group of male students, or suppose some group of patients are there, and we apply some type of medicines, and after treatment, what are the results? And we want to compare the weight of individuals or patients and both the situation, then which test is to be applied? This comes under the banner of inferential methods, and we say that it is the test are in the I think they go before day after yesterday, day after tomorrow, our resource person will discuss all these things. Whenever we have any set of data, most of the times, what the data analyst or data scientists or researchers do, they just enter the data in the software, and without observing or describing it, just most of the statisticians come to my department, admit our professors or our faculty member that, sir, this is my data, and just analyze it. I want to use t-test. I want to analysis of variance, ANOVA. My response or our faculty says that, have you checked the normality of this data, whether your data is normal or not? If no, sir, I statistic, don't talk about the statistic. Just analyze it and use this tool. But they have heard that their senior students or their researcher has used some t-test or chi-square test or some analysis of variance. They force us, but we statisticians don't use such type of technique. First of all, we try to, most of the education people, most of the psychology department people, anthropology researchers came to my department. Every faculty of my department or every research student of my department suggest them, first of all, you first see whether what is the nature of this data. And therefore, graphical presentation is very important. So there is no bar diagram, pie diagram, and outliers concept is there. And for this, which observation or which data is to be treated as an outlier. Suppose there is a group of 50 students to which we are teaching as a teacher in a physical classroom, and the height of a student is 7.6 inches. That fellow will be outlier because rest of the 49 is having 5 to 6 feet, 5.5 averages. But it may be possible that that student of having height 6 feet 8 inches is sitting in the classroom at the ground of the class. And as a teacher, I am not able to observe his height actually. So there are different methods, swamping and masking method, how we delete the outlier. And in social scientists or in medical, day before yesterday, I was doing an analysis of a medical practitioner of KGMU. Their results were not coming significant, whatever his hypothesis was there. He was insisting me that Professor Pandey, you just delete this observation or this case of patient. Why should you should incorporate, and you, in my opinion, your study should be focused on this particular patient, not you must study. He was insisting me that please remove this observation or remove this patient's data so that our data will become normal and we can very easily interpret our business. I object and written is there. This is the present situation. We don't discuss outlier. And as a statistician, we must focus. There are different methods, swamping and masking methods, that how we can study the outliers. There is no need. We will discuss in the this whenever we will open the SPSS software how we this can be observed as a missing value. This facility is also in our softwares, and histogram and box plots we have. The role of normal distribution is that many statistical methods which we are using, as I also said in the earlier words, that our data must be normal. You just see that if the data is normal and it is lying between this 1 and 1 mean value is 0 and plus minus 1 is standard deviation, then 68% of the data is normal. Similarly, if our ranges from minus 2 plus 2 standard deviation with the mean, then it is 95% of data is normal. But if it is like this, then 99.7%, that is a mean plus 1 minus 3 standard deviation. This standardized normal distribution is empirical rule percentages. And I am sure that there is no data in the universe which is real data and norm. We try to maintain our statistical analysis in such a way that whatever the data we are going to collect or we have collected is treated as to be normal. You will be surprised that I am sharing only one example. Can anyone say our chat box that our Indian government, state government, there are 28 states in the which data is to be supposed to be normal? Not at all. There we have Ministry of Railways, we have health sector data, we have education sector, marketing data, and you might have heard that whenever we purchase a cooker or fridge or any item, some LCD, we take हमें branded चाहिए, ISO mark हो, ISI mark हो. No matter which type, which data of any public government, discipline or educational institutes or any services, there is nothing. But in India, there is only one example of Mumbai Dabbawala. They are illiterate. They are serving the almost 37 lakhs tiffin during normal situation to the different tiffin. That their data is almost normal and they are in approaching this 98%. So therefore, this is my submission to all the participants wherever they are collecting their data and try to use any software, either SPSS or Stata or Statistica or Jupyter or any other software. They must first describe their data whether that data is normal. And in a statistical test, when we apply this T test or F test or regression analysis, all requires in some sense that our numeric variables are approximately normally distributed. If they are not, then our resource person in subsequent days will tell that what to do, that they should apply the non-parametric tests, they will not be. And for normality tester, we use histogram, box plot, normal quantile parts. Good for goodness of it. In JMP, we have Sapporo-based test in particular SPSS software. Kolmogorov KS test is there, and if we are using Minitab software, then Anderson-Darling test, and there are some other Sapporo-based test is also very important in SPSS as well as the 26 version of SPSS is having both type of test, Sapporo-Wills as well as KS test. First of all, whenever we are using this test, our hypothesis must be whatever your hypothesis of social research or your fundamental research or you are dealing with marketing research, what your first question, and whenever you are applying statistical technology, you must think that your hypothesis should be distribution is normal. So what will be the alternative? That distribution will not normal. And you fit the test, or you Sapporo-Wills or Kolmogorov Smirnov test or Anderson-Darling Lilliefors test. And they don't always agree. This is my program when I use Minitab or SPSS and Sapporo-Wills and other JMP tests. So sometimes in a small sample size data, most of the medical professors are participating in this workshop. I would like to suggest that in that situation, which test is to be used, they must visualize that whether we should go for Sapporo-Wills, what that is on the number of samples. This our speakers will tell when they will. And this is also very interesting slide where whenever I used to deliver some lecture, look at your data graphically first. Otherwise, what will happen? Garbage it and garbage out. If you will insert the data, just analyze by clicking. By fraction of seconds, you will get the result, but your output or your analysis will be totally wrong. So therefore, and for this, graphical data explanation is there, and for this, our resource persons will tell histogram, histogram, deep plots, box and whisker plots, PP plot, and QQ plots, whether their data is normal. It is just, you see that this is a standard. This type of data or curve should be there for normal data. But if this topness, you see the previous slide, the top of this curve is like this bell-shaped curve, whereas in this the top is this is just like a hamburger with too much ketchup, and when you bite down, it squeezes on the right side. It is means that the kurtosis or convexity of this top is very low. And here, if you will use this type of data, definitely your analysis or your interpretation will be wrong. Similarly here, if you drop a line from this to this, as my cursor is there, then you see that maximum portion of the data is lying on the left side of the average line, means that negatively skewed. And in real life, I am sure that I have never seen negatively skewed data in real life. There is always positively skewed data, means that the maximum number of observations lying on the right side of data. And in that situation, statisticians suggest to use the concept of exponential variable distribution, some bold distributions we teach, log normal distribution, or conversion of uniform distribution. It is just a pictorial concept of a box plot how we will use the concept of this box plot to whether our data is normal or not. This is the most important slide which I want to share with our students of social sciences from business background, management group. They even don't know in which scale they are measuring their variables. First of all, we should know that there are four type categories or four type of variables as a statistician or as a scale of measurements. Variables can be categorical or it may be quantitative. First of all, nominal variable. Categorical variable with no inherent order of ranking sequence such as name, classes, gender, male or female, that may be nominal. Variables with an inherent rank order, mild, moderate, severe. In business management, people are, in particularly in marketing research, they used to ask such type of question. You have purchased this Colgate paste. Are you satisfied with it? Or are you strongly satisfied? Or you disagree? Or it means that there are different categories. In under that circumstances, you will classify your variable as ordinal. The third category of measurement of scale is interval. Values of the variable are ordered as in ordinal, and additionally, differences between values are meaningful. However, scale is not absolutely anchored. For example, calendar dates, temperature, Fahrenheit scales are the examples. Here, addition and subtraction, but not multiplication and division, are meaningful. The third category is ratio variable. Variables with all the properties of interval plus and absolute. For example, the temperature Kelvin. Kelvin should come under the ratio category because minus 273 degrees centigrade is defined as the 0 degree Kelvin, which is an absolute zero. And so far as the physics is concerned, they have never reached, and they suppose that minus 273 degrees centigrade is absolute. And therefore, 0 degree Kelvin is equivalent. Therefore, this variable should come under the ratio scale. But so far as our present scenario, all the softwares, SPSS, Stata, whatever the software is, that they have just classified all these four into three groups: nominal, ordinal, and third one is scale. And these are the different statistical packages which we are generally using, like command base S plus, R plus, Winbucks, MATLAB, Statistica, NCSS, and Stata, like this. SPSS, we are organizing this training program only for this SPSS software. We will discuss, and these are the programmable software. We can add our syntax as soon as we will incorporate a new research or develop a new formula for a particular analysis. We will be added in this Winbucks. That is a UK, United Kingdom program, and automatically, and it is also free download. So R is free download. And what is the meaning of R? This is not for any, this is a reply to S. The answer to develop this R software, a group of statisticians when developed this R, S plus was the earlier software, and they said R is nothing but a reply to S. Statistica is also very useful for medical professionals. NCSS is also useful for the data science of population. Whenever Stata is also very applicable software. We are also running a MSc biostatistics course, and most of our students are using this Stata. But in this 7 days workshop, we will discuss this SPSS. Just you read the history and development of this SPSS software. It was originally developed by a Chicago company, and it was released in 1968 and named as Statistical Package for Social Sciences. And that time it was using by in health care sector, government sector, social setting, and it was mostly useful for market research. Now, in today's topic, what is the aim and learning objectives, that how by the end of the session you will be able to create and run SPSS program to do simple statistical data analysis. You will simply just create frequency table, produce bar charts, or I will try to explain that first of all what we do. Now, before we open this SPSS software window, first of all, in SPSS terminology, what is variable? Variable is any characteristic or attribute of an object under investigation that takes on numerical values. For example, our variables associated with the employees of an organization may be their talent, their maybe work ethic, their wages, their gender, age, productivity level. But you see the nature that talent, work ethic, wages, gender cannot be put into same scale. So that's why I have discussed the different type of measurement of skill, and it is very important. Suppose I'm just putting an example. I want to purchase a second-hand bicycle. If I go to purchase this cycle, then I will see that which type of brand is there, Atlas, Hero, Hercules, or A1, whether the cycle, what type of cycle is there, road, mountaineering, racer, and what is how old it is, कितनी पुरानी हो चुकी है, what is the condition of that cycle, whether it is excellent or good or poor. Then the seller, what is the cost the seller is demanding, what is the frame size and number of gears like this. So this is one more important. One more important aspect whenever we use this software, either SPSS or any software, we must know that there are some variables which are known as manifest as well as latent variable. Manifest variable can be observed, like age, gender, productivity level, tenure, and wages. But latent variable cannot be observed. For example, how we can measure a talent of a person, work ethic of a person working in any organization. So therefore, we must know that what is the manifest variable in our data set as well as a latent variable in our data set. This is the most important. Another class categorization which I want to share, that the dependent versus independent variable. An independent variable has an antecedent or causal proof. For example, age, tenure, talent, or work ethic. Dependent variable is like productivity. What will be the consequences? Role in relation to the independent variable. So before we are going to start the SPSS, we must think about all these things in the background. Whenever we start this SPSS, and our team has shared the trial version of SPSS 20 to all, you may also start. So I am just going to start the SPSS software, which is a licensed version in my laptop. It is just taking to Yeah, it's opening. This is the license version which we are having in our department. First of all, you see that whenever you will start or open your software, there comes a query window. एक ये विंडो बनकर आ रही होगी आपके सबके. You try to open this. Our objective is that we should, at the very for the beginners, we should close this. First of all, whatever the query window is there, I am showing this in my PPT that this is the older version. So therefore, in my presentation, this slide comes out to be query window. When you will be very perfect, then you can use this query window. Otherwise, you will have to this solve. And when I open this by default, what SPS, there is a problem or there is some technical issue, which is here by default, it opens with the data view. And as soon as it opens in data view, all I think 99% did mistake. What they just open their spaces and this window appears and they try to enter data at where for variable just like this 222 like this 333 and like this. Don't have this variable. Today I will discuss only the concept of variable. You forget about this data. You open the variable view because I have entered these two variables. Now you see that this is the blank picture of variable view. When we have data view, where these are the different variables are showing, but we should restrict ourselves to view data view. We should go to the variable. As soon as we come to this variable view, you see the first row, which is explaining the name of the variable, type of the variable, what will be the width of the variable, decimals, what will be the label, values, missing column, etc. like this. So therefore, first of all, our job must be that we should fill the our variables on which we are measuring or collecting observations, and then switch over to data view and then enter the data. This is just we will discuss in today's lecture. This is the starting of HPSS. When we open, this is just a query window. I cancelled it, and we will come to the variable view, not the data view. By default, it comes to the data view, and people starting to enter their data and try to analyze it. And whenever you will do this exercise, every time your result will be wrong. How you will start that? For example, just read this questionnaire which I am saying. The same type of everywhere, either in your social sciences or for to explain you, I have just taken an example here. Here it is in a smoking questionnaire. Here you see that at 2.1 at the smoking questionnaire, there are 3 squares. Reference number. Similarly, you are also having the reference IDs of your survey whenever you are conducting as a reference number 1, ID number 1, ID number 2. So it means that I can accommodate here 999 individuals for this questionnaire. Similarly, you can increase this number. In the very first question of this survey, I am asking the respondent, how old were you on your last birthday? means that I am asking his or her age. Then in the second, I am indicating or whether that fellow is male or female, means that our category nominal variable is there. Do you smoke at all? Here the response will be yes or no. Question, if yes, I will put here 1, or no, then 2. Do you smoke cigarettes? If he smokes, he or she smokes, then the reply will be that. Then my question is that, do you smoke cigarette? So our question will be yes or no. If suppose that respondent says that yes, I smoke and I smoke cigarette, then our next question will be, on an average, how many cigarettes per day you are using? Then he will tell that 1, 2, 3 are like this, 3 columns are there. Just I will not show this questionnaire again and again whenever we will enter the data in SPSS. That's why I am explaining each and every question. Same type of questionnaire you are also having in your data, either in marketing research or in your social sciences research or basic fundamental science research, and you will have to first fill the questionnaire or collect the data on such type of data sheets or questionnaire schedules, and then you will have to collect the data and then you will try to enter data. So I am sharing all types of categorical, nominal, ordinal, scale variables will be there. Do you smoke a pipe? Suppose in the third question, the response I got that when I asked, do you smoke at all? That fellow said yes. When I said, I asked, do you smoke cigarette? Then that fellow responded no. Then I have introduced one more question, do you smoke a pipe? Then I will get yes or no. Similarly, another part is that, do you smoke cigar? Yes or no. Have you ever tried to give up smoking? Yes or no. Then in the last third question, tax on tobacco is too high. It is just see that ordinal variable. Either you are strongly disagree with this statement, disagree, agree, or strongly agree. Smoking is dangerous to your health. Strongly disagree, agree, or strongly agree. And my last point is question is, smoking should not be allowed in cinema. This type of questionnaire I have prepared to share with you and just try to. Now see, this is the response of data set. I have taken the response of 10 respondents. See the first row. In first row, the age of the respondent is 27. That respondent is female. When I asked, do you smoke? Yes. Do you smoke 6? Yes. That fellow use the smoking of cigarettes. Then when I use how many cigarettes per day you are consuming? Response was 10, means 10 cigarettes per day. For pipe and cigar, they refused that I am not using that. Then give up means, have you tried to give up? Yes. But for tax, health, and cinema, their responses are third category. This type of data set, when there was no computer, we were doing manually. And large sheets we fill and we get such type of. It is just for an example. I have taken the references or response of 10 individuals and how we will start with this. Now, if you remember, whatever the questionnaire, my first entry in our question was reference number. For abbreviation viewpoint, I have labeled it ref_no. For age last birthday, to explain our software species, I have just abbreviated it as age. Sex of the respondent, SCXX. Do you smoke? Was our question in our response. But here, to give or share with our species, I just use the word smoker, which is labeled. Do you smoke cigarettes? 6. Num underscore 6. How many cigarettes per day? Pipe. Do you smoke a pipe? Cigars. Do you smoke a cigar? Give underscore. I have labeled this. This is in a very interesting that how we label this. The first question is that there is a two editor, data editor and variable editor, or data view or variable view. I am just going to explain that we have already said. First of all, we will enter the variable view first. And when our variable view will be okay, then we will move to the data view, and then we will try to enter our data. And the third stage will be the analysis. This slide means that if you see the variable view of your SPSS, here the variable should be what is the name of the variable, type, width, decimal, level. All variables must be defined. What will be the name of the variable, what type of variable, what is the width of a variable, what decimal places we want in our analysis, what is the level I have just shown, values, how will we give missing observations, means that how many outliers are there, columns, alignments, measure and prove. So therefore, these are the important issues that whenever we are using this SPSS software, we will see our questionnaire and we will try to fill this. What are the rules and norms to fill the name? My name is Rajiv. It doesn't mean that I will enter Rajiv is a variable, enter the name as a Rajiv. Therefore, what are the rules? This is the thumb rule whenever you are using any SPSS window or you are analyzing any data in SPSS software. Just read. Name must begin with a letter. The remaining character can be any letter, or it may be any digit, or it may be any period, or it may be any symbol. Variable names cannot end with a period. It should not be open-ended. Ending variable name with an underscore should be avoided. Avoid conflict with variables that are automatically created by some procedures. And the length of the variable name should not be exceed 64 characters. And I think it is too much, whichever the language, English, French, German, or this. Blanks and special characters should be avoided, or they should not be. And star, small one. Reserve keywords. There are some reserved words in the syntax of SPSS software, all, and, by, EQ, GT, which I have showing you. They are predefined words. We should avoid this word whenever we are going to define the name of our variable in SPSS variable. Otherwise, what will it do? Last month, one of my research student is doing by mistake. That girl entered male and female, MALE, then A and D and female, and the result was very absurd. Or during this COVID period, when she said, no, it is totally wrong. What? And she was doing everything right in analysis. But because of this capital N as a name in her variable view, the results are coming. So there is, for every participant, my submission is that please go through this slide whenever you are assigning the name of each and every variable of your data set to the variable view window of SPSS. This is important. For example, just see, my remember that my first variable was reference number. I have labeled ref underscore number. So here I am typing as ref underscore no. This is our name of the variable. If it is clear, as soon as I will enter, now you see that by default, SPSS understand the name of the variable is ref underscore no. The type of this variable the person is filling is by default it is numeric, width is 8, decimal is 2, level is undefined, value is none. This will. The second variable is our that was age. I will simply enter age. Again enter. Third variable was sex. I am just giving the name of the variable. I am not discussing at this moment what is the type, width, decimal, level, value, other things. I am, as per rules or norms of our SPSS software, I am simply giving the proper name for our questionnaire. Ref underscore no, age, sex, like this. And by default, as soon as we enter these values, type is already defined as a numeric. They are. Now again, I am when I have entered, you observe that as per the our presentation or the previous slide, I have given these 12 names: reference number, reference underscore no, age, sex, smoker 6, number of 6, pipe, cigars, give underscore up, give up के लिए था, tax, danger and cinemas. Then variable type. Whenever we will enter the variable type, then you see that this reference number is, as soon as I am showing reference in this similar way, I can enter the name of 12 variables and I am showing here type of the variable. Whenever I come, this window, pop-up window come out. Either our variable is numeric, it may be comma, it may be dot, it may be scientific notation, date, dollar, customer regulation. Now you notice that in our questionnaire, there was 3 squares, or it means that I can enter 999 reference numbers, or we can have our total data sets at 999. So therefore, the maximum number of this width will be 4. Here you see that I am entering this is as 4. And reference number cannot be in decimal places. We cannot have the response of 23.4%. So therefore, here the decimal value will be what? It will be 0. We will enter and our variable is numeric. Okay. So now you see that the name of our first variable in SPSS is a reference number, for which I have given the name as ref underscore no. In the type, our variable is numeric, reference number is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like this, and width is 4 because we are not exceeding in our survey more than 1000. That's why our width is there, and there is no situation of 0. And what is this level? Level means that I can drag it like this. What is the interpretation of this reference number? A ref underscore. I will just type the first question, reference number. Okay. And then we will start from value. Age. Now I'm coming to the second variable. Second variable is our age. It is also numeric. It may be numeric, it may be comma, it may be like scientific notation. If some science researcher or some student is doing it, if a banking sector are there in business marketing, dollar, currency, string variable, and like this. But age will also, the weight of age is, I think, 3. Why I am taking it as 3? I can expect that my questionnaire is on smoking data. So I will not go to the person who is having age of more than 99, because there is no question that I will go to him or her to ask this question whether you are smoking or not. So therefore, maximum age will be 3 or it may be 2. And similarly here, the decimal places is 0. Okay. So far as the third variable I have, what is this level? This is the age of the respondent. Then our third variable is name. Oh, sorry, sex. Now, this sex is a string variable. Either the person is male or female. Means that it is a nominal variable, or we have two categories. And therefore, we can use here a string variable as to. Now notice that I am clicking when it as numeric. Here width and decimal places both are free. And as soon as I click it as a string variable, there are only characters. And here I can reduce the character as, because I will write M for male, F for female. So there is only one variable or one character should be there, and it is okay. If I am saying that if you see our presentation or this, I'm recalling back my questionnaire. Okay, in my question, when I was indicate your sex, then male and female. What I can do here, I can assign 1 for male, 2 for female. Yeah, 1 for male, 0 for 2 male. So in that situation, our variable will be numeric, and I will use that in this, we will change this variable as numeric, and width will be 1, and decimal will be 0. So here, for whenever we will enter the data in data view, I will put 1 for male, or I will provide 1 value for male, 2 value for female. if I am giving 1 or 0, 1 for male, 2 for 0 for female. And what is the level of this? Here I will sex of the respondent. There is a no role of this level, which I am here writing, taking out. Why this SPSS is doing? Here I am defining our variable view in terminology of SPSS. And here I am referring, giving the our question as it is. What I want to submit or I want to suggest to all of my students that most of the times what happened, they collected the data in a paper mode and they have entered their data, or in variable view they have defined their variable view, and thereafter they have entered the data in and thrown the जो क्या कहते हैं, and sometimes their paper or the whole bundle of questionnaire is जो क्या कहते हैं termite आ गया या something, some danger happened with that, fire हो गया. After 20 years, when you will see this file and you will open this variable view, then SPSS file will tell you that by the after 20 years you will not able to recognize what is the meaning of this ref underscore error. Then you will just drag out it and you will see that okay, that time when we are conducting this survey before 20 years, the reference underscore NO mean was reference number. Similarly here we can, so that's why I have this labeling of different. Suppose here num6, after 20 years there was no questionnaire and you have your SPSS file in your PD or your drive or in your system or in your laptop, and when you open it, your variable name is num underscore 6 SIGS. What is the meaning of this variable? Then if you go to the variable view, drag out the variable view, you will see that at that time my variable, which is representing here as num underscore 6, means was how many cigarettes per day. What was the interpretation of give underscore out? Similarly, tax. Here you see that tax. So if I enter here a question, I will show you that this is the purpose of defining the whole questions as it is, which is available in our questionnaire with this abbreviated level number. That's why I am sharing this data. So what we have done till now, we have defined the name of different variables. Then what are the type of the variable, and in the same column, whenever we are going to define the type of the variable, we already assigned their weights and their decimals. But if you see that in this file, what I did, I have filled the width and decimals from here only. When I entered here, I got this pop-up window and simultaneously I width as 4 and 0. So the width is 4, decimal is 0. Here, sometimes I don't, or some of the students don't want to use this concept. They know that all of their variables are numeric, they switch over to this one. Here they may increase or decrease the variables. Similarly, the decimal places like this. So either you decide your width and decimals of your variable in SPSS variable view by this mode, means that you just click in the type and then R by width here and decimal. This is the most important slide of SPSS data analysis. How we define the width and decimal. You notice that in our questionnaire, my question for a smoker was, do you smoke? 6 means how many cigarettes you are using per day, average number of cigarettes. Do you smoke pipe? Do you smoke cigar? Have you ever tried up to give up a tax and danger? For these type of variables, I am assigning width 1 and decimal 0. Now you see that when our variable name is smoker, it means that I am asking, do you smoke? So either respondent will say yes or no. The maximum character in variable view or in our SPSS data sheet should be 1. It should not be greater than that. When we ask, do you smoke cigarettes? Again, the question may be 1 or 0. If he or she says that yes, I do. So for yes, 1 is sufficient width, but decimal should be 0. Similarly, for pipe, do you smoke pipe? It should be 1 or it should be 0. Do you smoke cigar? Yes or no. Similarly, give up. Have you tried to give up? This was the question. So either it should be 1 or it should be 0. Similarly for tax and danger and synonym. Now for variable age, we will, because this is a smoking survey, as a researcher, I will not go to get the response of a person whose age is more than 99 years. So therefore, 100 years. So for this particular case or this particular variable, I will define width 2 and decimal 0. I will not ask in this particular question. If you are asking in your questionnaire, if there is some type of decimal that you are just measuring or two decimal places or 3 decimal places, or then you will have decimal 4, 5 or 6, whatever your question is there. But here my question is there, I am only considering the age of the person for which I am going to ask whether you smoke or not. The maximum age of that respondent may be 99. That's why I have taken width 2. Similarly, for num6, why I have taken 3? I am showing this just see this data set and read the responses of respondent number 8. Somebody, or it is visible? Dr. Sambhavi?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It is. Okay. It is visible. Yes. Now you see that the response of the reference number 8. This fellow is 38, is age, she is female. When I asked her, do you smoke? Yes. When I asked her, do you smoke 6? Yes. And when I asked her response, see that 999 means that a she is consuming almost 1000 cigarettes per day. This may be a chance. So that's why in this situation, I have taken this width 3 because one of the observation. You may ask this question just now that why should we enter width 3 for this case? Because we are not seen the data. Professor Pandey, you have just tell that first you fill the variable view and then go to the data. So how you learn? I will say that whenever I will come to the missing, but just because num6 we know this data sheet and I am putting or I am substituting bit 3 and decimal 0 for our variable view for num underscore 6 variable. Width 4 decimal 0 for variable reference underscore number. Reference number 1 means that if you remember that in our questionnaire there are 9, we can have the observations of 999 respondents. That's why the maximum width for this is string variable has always one variable. The next column label I have already narrated. Now values. For reference, there is no. When I click this column of values for this reference number, now you see that a window will come up with value labels. Here I have to, or as a researcher, because I am entering the variable view, I have to give the different level values for different level. I have to level the values. You see that for reference number and age, there is no concept of giving values. But if you see that here, I can give the value. What value? M. Label is what? Male. I have added it. Why it is showing an error? It is incorrect value for variable type. As soon as you see that why when I assign value M for male and add it, it is showing variable. This is because I am tied this variable as a numeric. So it will accept 1 or 2. If I will click it string variable, then I can assign M for male and add. Now it is clear. F for female, add, and OK. Now you see that if we see that what values I have given or coded it as F for female and M for male. Similarly, there is a question in our questionnaire, that is, I think, question number 9. Okay, here you see that in the question number 9, our variable is ordinal. So first of all, I will have to assign the values strong, one for strongly disagree, disagree, and this. So therefore, here suppose cinema is one of the variable. ये बीच में आ गए number variable, and then we here I will assign values. One for strongly agree. Okay. 2 for agree. 3 for disagree. 4 for strongly disagree. I have given 1 for strongly decimal is coming because here I am not showing decimal as 0. 2 for agree, 3 for disagree, 4 for 0, and OK. Here if you see that variable view, similar type of values are given. Okay. Now for sex and the question number 9a. Now missing co, I am just leaving this column. Then column means that how many columns you want to have. 7 columns. Results in which you want to see that digits are like this. And this alignment is like this. You want to put your data into left mode as in the Word file, right mode or center mode. So there are always 3 setup: left, right, and center. So if you want to put your data into center, you can click it as center, and left, right, and like this. And last one is the measure, which is very important. I have left the missing one. That is the last concept of this variable view. If we click this, then you see that there are 3 categories. Whereas in my PowerPoint presentation, I have shown you that there are 4 measurement of scales. First one is nominal, second one was ordinal, ratio, and interval. Here in this software, the ratio and scale measurement are clubbed and they are supposed to be scaled. Whereas ordinal is that ordinal variable, satisfactory, strongly satisfactory, disagree, strongly disagree, like this. So you have to define the variable very cautiously, that whether your variable is ordinal or it is a scale or it is a nominal variable. If your variable is like this, male or female, so here for the third variable you see that automatically detected it as nominal. Why? It is because I have already given its type as string. If I change it as numeric, you see that what will happen. It is, so I have to change the values here, which I think given something. Therefore, here when our variable is numeric, I can write it as scale because it can be measured in a variable. This is also a very important aspect, that what type of measurement of scale we are defining for our variable, which are considered in our questionnaire. It should be nominal, it should be ordinal, it should be scale. Scale means that research methodology may, or in research methodology we study two types of scales, ratio and interval. But whenever we are using this particular software, we should always say that either our variable is a ratio or interval. We will have always a scale variable. So far as the cinema question is that which variable, which scale of measurement here will select, I will select ordinal, because I have given a values order, strong for one order for strongly agree, two for agree, three for disagree, four for strongly disagree. So therefore, it is very important that this is the very important column of this variable. And the last one is the input variable. Every time we will input the variables, so it hardly matters. The measurement of a scale of each and every variable is very important. We must be very particular about our variable, otherwise our whole analysis will be false. This is the just for a beautification of your data, whether you want your data in data view left, right, as you are doing in word swipe. Column I have defined, missing is the last one. Now I am coming or opening the file of this which I have. Yeah, for your study, Dr. Ashok, is it visible this slide?
Yes, visible, sir.
Okay, okay. Now I have this variable view. Now you see that all the participants name of the variables are reference number, second variable name is age, sex, smoke 6, num underscore 6, pipe, cigar, give up, tax, danger and cinema. These are the abbreviation. And if we want to see the whole about these abbreviation, after 20 years, this file is with us, no paper document is yeah, I will tag it. Everything is there. This reference underscore NO means that reference number. Age means less mark birthday. And this cinemas means that do you think smoking should be allowed? Whole question I have written in this. And similarly, this is also very important. And I am sorry to say that most of the persons of management group and medical professionals are not doing so. And I am sharing that 2 years back, one of researcher from Delhi some organization. He came with this suspicious file, and I asked him that what is this? That was some medical data. So, what is the meaning of this? For example, num as well. So he, as soon as he opened this label, nothing was there. So when you did this survey, so sir, I did it in '99. So that time, have you have any written form? No, sir, I haven't. So then how can I analyze it? So this type of situation is there. So my humble submission to each and every participant is that whenever you are entering your name in variable view of a species, then give the full level or full detail of this. So that after 20 years, after 50 years, whenever you will open this file, you will immediately recognize that which the name of the variable is giving, what is the meaning of this. And now you see that I am taking this variable here. Here, you see that I have given F for female, M for male. That is the value. Similarly, at the last tags variable number 10, 11 and 12, I have given the values, 1 for strongly agree, 2 for disagree, 3 for agree, 4 for strongly agree. So this is the way that how I will assign this. Now, remember that I have left one column of variable view. Which one is missing? If I will recall you that you observe the data set which I showed you in our presentation, reference number 8. She was a lady of the age of 38, I think, and she was consuming 999 cigarette per day on an average. How it is possible? A lady of age 98, a lady of the age of 38 years can use 1000 cigarettes per day. I think something is wrong. What will I do? My supervisor, or whatever my boss is there, as I was discussing with an example of a doctor of KGMU, which I was doing analysis of his data that was not showing it. What generally people do, they ignore it. That is an outlier. We should include here. What I can do here, just click here. Whenever I click num6 variable, I am defining here only the variable view. Because I know that there is one observation of 999. This means that if there is no discrete value, I will click that no missing value in our data is there. Means that there is no outlier. In medical sciences there are so many references. Reference levels are there. The LDL, SDL, SDL cannot be less than this or greater than this. So in that situation, what we can do that the range of the variable as low, for example, 7.8, and the maximum level is 15. For example, I'm just 16.9. I have given this is a incorrect value. It should not be point. So it is like this any range. Because it is a 0 is not there. Okay. Do you see that here, suppose HDL or LDL, whatever the VLDL is there, जो ये कहते हैं, or median width of the liver cirrhosis patient, जो ये कहते हैं, तो lowest value referral lane is 7 and 16. So any data when we will enter here in this case, that will be treated as an outlier, and there will be no problem in analyzing. But most of the situations, whenever social scientists or medical professional or business analytics or the persons of management or marketing research, what they do, okay, this is an outlier, leave it, forget it. But we don't decide. Either you can say that there is a no missing value or there is a some missing value. As in my data case, there is one observation. And when I did okay, then it is showing that one outlier is there. Okay. You might be thinking that there are only 3 values I can enter as a discrete values, like 4, 5, 6, maybe 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. If data, I have seen that data, then 1,234 cigarettes nobody can consume per day. She will die if she is using or consuming 1,000 cigarettes. So it's okay. So therefore, our first job, whenever we will open our SPSS window, is that we should fill the variable view, and we will define name of the variable, type of the variable, width of the decimal level values, missing column alignment, and which. Most of the faculty members of academic universities are, I think, are participants of this training program. In every year, number of students are complaining to the controller of examination that my name is entered wrongly. My mother's name is entered wrongly. My marks is wrong. Thousands of marks is in every university. Thousands or lakhs of marks, I can say that, are printed without such type. And number of mistakes are there, misprints are there. What is the main reason? The data entry operator who is filling the data in any Excel sheet or SPSS window or any software, they are 5th class standard or 4th class standard. They took 4 paisa per entry or 3 paisa per entry or 5 paisa per entry, and they just fill, they see that. So for every researcher and every PhD scholar who is attending this workshop, my submission is that if you are entering data by yourself, then it's very fine. If you are not entering by data and you are paying 2 paisa per entry or 3 paisa per entry or 4 paisa per entry to a data entry operator for entering your data, then there will be a lot of problem with you in data cleaning. Our tomorrow or day after tomorrow, our resource persons will tell you that how the data is cleaned. And when, so therefore, it is very important for all of us, whenever we are using the SPSS software, we will open the SPSS software, we will enter all the name, type, decimal level values. First of all, I have never discussed, I think almost my time is over, about the data. And when this file is over, then I will go to the data view, and then I will enter the data. as my in case number one, I will see the sheet number one or respondent number one that reference number is 1, age is 27, sex is fair, and fatafat, very quickly we can enter the data. And whenever we will reach at the case number 8, then what will happen that this data is there. This is the all about the basic of SPSS, which need to be very interesting whenever you are going to use this SPSS software for your research. The next important issue that in most of the research, what we do that we have an Excel data set in our laptop and we can drag it into our SPSS. It is also applicable. How we will do this? I am not going to save it, this data, so just cancelling it. There is a no Excel file, it will take time. Here you are seeing there is a folder. As soon as I will open this folder, there is a pop-up window. In my desktop, there is a no Excel file. So therefore, there is a desktop. I want to see that. No, there are number of sorry. If there is a Excel file in this desktop or in any location of my system, I will go from this local D, local, whatever the location of that Excel file is there, I will click there and this Excel file will appear here. And then I will open it. Now notice that you remember that SPSS file is that sav.sav file, whereas Excel file is there. This XLS file is there. So I will select the Excel file. I will file of the type XLS file, and then we will open it. There is a no Excel file in this window. That's why that is not coming here. I will request tomorrow speaker that he will show you ERC who will represent the data that he will drag out from. But that Excel file will come in this way, like the data of the previous file which I was showing. What you will have to do, you will not analyze data and with that Excel data which has entered into SPSS as it is. What you will have to do, you will have to go to the variable view, and in that situation you will see such type of scene. Variable view 3, 4, reference number is like this, cinema like this, because those are the variables names given in the Excel file only. What you have to do that, you have to change the name of the variables of Excel file according to the nomenclature whatever I have discussed today. Then you have to define the type of the each and every variable, width, decimal, level, values, and everything. When you have converted the whole Excel file in the SPSS setup, then you will go to the data view. Your data view will be visualized as it is, and you can do all the exercise. So this is just 5 minutes. in my presentation, I'm showing you that this is the large scale smoking data in the Excel form is there. I will take it, then I will select and I will click it. Okay, I will. And there is one more important aspect that if you will get the output of your SPSS analysis, then it can be saved into microword always. Because sometimes my students are studying in our department, there is no facility, for example, or I am not allowing him to use the printer of my department. What they do, they take their outputs, means output means analysis of the data. They in a pen drive or in a CD, and they go to the market to get it print. Their projects, but they are unable to do. Why? The printer shop is not having the SPSS software. Therefore, that will not will print the file of SPSS, and the students are getting trouble and trouble. So therefore, for each and every student, my suggestion is that you convert your output data into Word or RTF file which is available and save it in the Word document, and then go to anywhere or any place where the printer of Word file is there. And if this is my almost long term one slide I want to share with all of my participants, which I did, which is the gist of the whole statistics. And this is the last slide of this presentation, that if problem persists, then help menu is also provided. And electronic books are there. You can select any topic. You will not be able to discuss or consult any statistician or any data scientist who is involved. And some important book I have. There is a very this G.A. Morgan book I have shared. I think I have also, my team has shared also the practical workbook of Bristol Information Services. But the very new book of Savan Landau has come, which is the very interesting book if any participant want to learn. So thank you. But at the end, I want to just share one slide to which is my lifetime achievement as a selection of appropriate test. Just show this slide. Dr. Ashok, is it visible? Dr. Ashok, is it visible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. To each and every participant, there is no need to go for the test of statistics. This I have prepared during my services rendered in academic field of 35 years. For example, we want to comparison of two groups, and if they are ungrouped, in that situation, RI means our variables will be in ratio scale or interval scale. I am not using S because I am not a data scientist. I am a statistician. So since our variable is ratio or interval, then again the question comes, ND means normally distributed. NND means not normally distributed. So it is very crystal clear that if we are comparing two groups, they are ungrouped, they are in ratio and interval. If they are normally distributed, we immediately switch over and we will analyze unpaired t-test. And after observing it ratio and interval, if our observations or data are not normally distributed, immediately we will switch over to man-weight t-test. Similarly, if our data is ordinal in nature, then we will again apply in model. If it is nominal, then Fisher's test I will apply here. So similarly, there is no test beyond such type, and either you are a medical professional or a social scientist, researcher or fundamental scientist, if you will keep this slide with you, then you don't need. Similarly here, from prediction analysis, from several measured or binomial variables, if it is ratio normal, you will have to go multiple linear regression model or multiple non-linear. And if it is nominal, then multiple logistic regression you will have to use. Another slide. Same test. This one. This is the flow chart of commonly used statistical
Sir,
concepts.
you can control L for the full screen.
Yeah.
Now it's good, nicer, nicely visible, sir.
So dear participants, just see that if we are comparing 3 more groups, and if they are unpaired groups, again the situation will be either they are in ratio interval. If they are ratio interval, again we will check whether normally distributed. In that situation, we will apply one-way ANOVA. If they are not normally distributed, we will apply Kruskal-Wallis test. Similarly, in this situation, if they are ordinal, directly we will go to, directly we will apply the Kruskal-Wallis, and if they are nominal in nature, then we will apply chi-square test. There is no need to consult any statistical test of hypothesis book. There is no need to go to a statistician. This is my data, this is ungrouped, or I want to this find the measure of association between the two. What should I do? You should practice SPSS software. You will keep this slide. Go ahead. Your analysis will be 100% correct. Similarly here, this I want to share. I will request my organizing team member that if you wish that you can share this slide to each and every participant by Telegram group, or the PDF I will provide you. Flow of chart commonly used statistical test. If your variable is continuous, outcome variable is continuous, exposure of variable 1 group, 2 group, paired, more than 2 group continuous, then you will have. And if your data is normal, 1 sample test, 2 sample test, paired t-test, one-way ANOVA, Pearson correlation, linear regression, and here I am writing skewed data. Mostly it is applicable for the positively skewed data, because I have never seen negatively skewed data in my 35 years of as a teacher or as a academician in our university field, and a number of researchers are there. So similarly, you can apply Kappa test statistic, Fisher's exact test, logistic regression, KM plots. There is no need to discuss any statistician or any book. If you are, so far as your test of hypothesis is concerned, which is widely applicable to each and every study. Thank you for all listening me.